Folks, I got to level with you. I don't believe for a second that the guy who lowered our taxes and built the strongest economy in recent history just lost to a guy who promised to raise our taxes and lock down the economy again. Do you really think these two messages are equal? Of course not. I believe it's time to hold the line, as we've seen with one of our guests today. A guy who ran the worst campaign in history. I mean, barely got out of his basement. He struggled to put a sentence together, whose son is under investigation for what we believe is money laundering, and couldn't even get endorsed by his own predecessor until the last minute, somehow got more votes than Barack Obama and arguably ran the most organized campaign in recent history for 2012? I'm highly skeptical, and you should be too. There are allegations of dead people voting, as you just heard from Matt Schlapp. Rick Grinnell said right here on Newsmax that they have referred more than 3,000 people in just Nevada for criminal charges for voting there despite not being current residents. And those are the ones we know about. There are huge alleged inconsistencies in the number of votes tallied in the middle of the night in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, other states, and statistical improbabilities going to Joe Biden and not for Donald Trump. All the errors go to Joe Biden. And what's worse, as Pam Bondi pointed out, in many cases, Republican poll watchers were barred from even entering to observe, even after a judge's order. In Michigan, some reports say 6,000 votes were switched back to Trump after a, quote, glitch was found. That's the same software was also used in 47 other counties. So, yeah, I'm suspicious. What's even more odd is that the Democratic strongholds that are the last ones to be counted, under Democratic mayors and judges, and in most cases, governors. I watched these same bastions of liberalism burn down their own cities after they fumed over the fact that Trump was elected in 2016. And now what? After calling Trump supporters racist, bigoted, homophobic, istophobic, phobophobe, deplorable, uneducated rubes, they want all Trump supporters to just turn around and accept Joe Biden won in a fair election? That chance, buddy. So it is that far-fetched to think that the same party that concocted a fake dossier and spent $40 million of our money over a president for some garbage Russian collusion theory would try to rig an election? Of course it's feasible. And until some of these concerns are addressed, we should be skeptical, folks. Al Gore took 35 days to concede. We got some time. Never before have we seen a president that is this resilient and willing to fight. I'm praying he sees this through to the very end, until every ballot is reviewed and every legitimate vote is counted on either side. You dig in your heels and you fight everything you feel is not lawful, Mr. President. And after that, if Joe Biden turns out to be the duly elected president, then I will concede. I will sit here in this chair and respect him as my president. You have my word on that. But until then, strap in, America.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.